Once upon a mouse. Welcome to Vera City, where life is joyful and everyone lives in peace. All but one, that is. One who is jealous of Minnie's beauty and popularity, the witch Miserable. One day... Mickey had to do something! He chased after the witch Miserable all the way to the... Castle of Illusion. Heyo everybody, I'm Nick. It's been some time, but it's glad to no longer be on a break. And I thought I'd start you off with a VHS video, so... Hurry! Before Miserable uses her powers of illusion to make herself look like Minnie, and make Minnie look evil like her. You must find the 7 gems of the rainbow. They will give you the power to overcome Miserable. But be careful! The gems are protected by the Master of Illusion. Huh? Don't worry. My butt bounce has this all covered. What kind of room is behind this door? So anywho, I don't think any of you were expecting this, but I thought about this game particularly because the day I'm putting this out is gonna be the day before my son's 11th birthday, and when I originally Let's Played this, around the time I recorded it was around the time he was born, so I thought it was time for a little nostalgia trip, so here we are. Just the first level here, you just got yourself a little forest level with some swinging vines, mushrooms, wandering trees. Probably the most dangerous thing are those flowers, but sometimes the hitboxes can be a little weird too. These apples that I'm picking up here are things that can be thrown, but also contribute to your end of level score. So each level is usually about a couple of screens, not too much to worry about. Mind the bottomless pits that they throw you literally in the second screen, so there's that, but they do throw you a life, so don't worry about that too badly. Also, giant apples! This will not be the last time we see them. So how about we move on to something a little more calming, so to speak. With some automatically moving leaves, we don't ask how that works. With cutesy spiders and all that, and make sure to get accustomed to Mickey's jump here. You can actually get quite a bit of distance with it. Just make sure you don't, scroll yourself into an enemy. And there is something I do want to note, is if you go into a screen with less than 3 health, you will start that screen on 3 health. And now things take a little turn for the nightmarish here, so... The mushrooms are still the same. Don't you worry about that one. But now there are ghosts you can butt bounce on. Don't worry about them. You can just nonchalantly hop on them, and it's no problem at all. Just make sure you're butt bouncing, otherwise you take damage. And for whatever reason, I'm a stupid. Yeah, so let's correct that by showing what I'm actually supposed to do and not go past the ledge. So yeah, you make it to the top of this cave entrance up here by going up top. There's a couple other entrances, but won't worry about that too much. These bags will give you 10 of whatever item is in the level, so you get projectiles and stuff. And if you're full, you will get bonus points, or get to capping your items. So here's the first boss. It's very simple. Just butt bounce on top of it, and that's basically it. And aside from the different acorn patterns, I've pretty much shown you everything about the boss, so Let's just butt bounce it to death. And let's claim a gem. Here is the red gem. You have much more to do to save Minnie. And then it's at this point you get your level score, and it's all fun and games, and you move on to the next level. Huh! Another door! What could be inside? Welcome to Toyland! Notice the giant door in the background? It's almost like we're miniature size or something. And the only instance in the game of a locked door. We have to go find the key to the exit. This section is pretty vertical, actually, so you'll mostly be ascending by going up the steps like this. And mind the jack-in-the-boxes. They can kind of surprise you, and it's a little nasty. Or you could just, you know, fall like I did here. And make note of the extra bits of platforms here, because there's goodies up here too. This is also my point to say that if you have more than 3 health, and you finish a level, it carries over into the next. So, if you keep full health, you'll be able to get bonus points whenever you collect health power-ups, which means, yeah, you get bonus points. And by collecting the key, now we go running! Collect as many of the gems as you can for bonus points. And why am I even going off about points? Because every amount of points or so gets you an extra life, so bump up your score to get extra chances in case you die a bunch. Luckily, if you go full speed there, you won't have to deal with the jack-in-the-box. And this is the first mandatory part where you actually have to throw your items, because they break these yellow blocks. They actually, in fact, give you an item pouch right before it just to be like, hey, you should probably experiment with the rest of the buttons on your Genesis controller. And then there's also this one little secret area that gives you an extra pip of health if you need it. And then past that, we've got this goop here that'll try to sink you into the jelly, so mash your jump to get out of that one. And then we have clowns. Butt bounce on them, and their unicycle just keeps going, woo, killing anything in its path. And we've got one last little section here before we end up getting to this level's boss. It's a very straightforward section, but it has a weird little gimmick that it doesn't really do much of anything, but it visually looks cool, I guess. You flip the screen. I don't know why it exists, but it's here. Probably as a graphical showcase piece for the Genesis. I don't know. Just make sure to grab whatever items you can find on the way. There's not a whole lot of, like, extra paths here. There's just these little alcoves where you can just collect bonus items. Try to be full up on everything so you can get that score so you can get more lives. Anywho, on to our next boss. Hello, Mr. Punchinello. So he'll hop around about 2 to 3 times and then try to punch you. Don't do what I do here. Try to bounce on the closest spring possible so you can try and get away. Just make sure you always duck whenever he comes towards you. And always hop on the closest spring so you can try and get away. And that's really all there is to the boss, so let's just bop him away and get another gem. This is the orange gem. You still have a long way to go before you can save Minnie. So the funny thing is, this is already like 2/5 of the way done. There's only like 5 levels in the whole game. It's very short. Let's see what's in this room. Yeah, the Castle of Illusion is not a very long game. As you could probably tell, this is a single video. this music's kind of cool. Just kind of get that you're exploring on a dangerous mountaintop at sunset. I ended up having to cut because sometimes you gotta take a break. It's just what happens. You'll see in the full cut that I go much. It's not exactly the shortest of breaks, but it's fine. But this section's a bit of a puzzle, and not one I necessarily like. So what you end up having to do is trial and error to find which way you need to go. And I'll let you know right now, the way to get to the end of the level is right down here. One thing I do miss that I didn't show off is if you go down the pathway at the start, you can find a bag of items to help get you to the cap without dying. And it's at this point here I show you more pixel blending with crappier cables. So, because I recorded this footage via RF, here's a comparison with emulation. Notice the visual effect? I hope you do, because I see it clear as day. This temple only really has like three main obstacles. The bats, actually technically 4, the fish, but they're not really a threat at all. This water here, but also what is a threat is my own sense of platforming. Like this. Yes, I'm an idiot. So just take it nice and slow, only hop on platforms you can see, and just wait for the water to pass. At the very least, it's nice that they don't you don't get knocked back from taking damage. For whatever reason, that waterfall triggers after you've proceeded ahead of it. So that's just weird. We only really have one more room until the boss, so... This one has another gimmick. So there's rushing water here. You really don't want to be in that when it comes up like that. When it starts coming up, it's okay, but just don't let it fully engulf you. And that's really the only gimmick there is. Just try your best to hop along. Try not to get washed away. And for whatever reason, I kind of noticed that you actually go a little faster while jumping. So hop around to try and go as fast as you can. And now we have this statue thing that shoots out these guys. They only take one hit to take out, so do that. They have this little weird illusion attack, and that's all they really do. They hop around and do that. So try your best to knock them out. You can hit them with items if you so choose. But that's all they really got for you. Just watch out, bash them down, and congratulations, you've cleared another level. You're a brave mouse. Continue on. You can't rest until Minnie is safe. We're already over halfway done. Buckle up. And we have to go up the stairs, you know. They just magically appear like that. It is a castle of magic, after all. Here's another room. What's inside this room? Here's another door. Apparently I can't read. That's staying in. I don't care. I think this is actually my favorite level in the game, personally. Yes, I had to make a joke. They're jumping A's. And I had VTuber brain rot. And there's no crying over spilled milk. Mickey, get your ass in there. And I guess, coupled with a future game, World of Illusion, it's always these kind of candy-coated levels that are generally my favorite. So gee, no, it's like also in the sequel game. Here's like a bookcase level, and there's also, you know, all of this stuff too. You know what? I'm not complaining. I like the visual aesthetic and the platforming. It's not really like that involved, and you don't instantly die if you fall in the milk. You just take damage and it just ejects you back out. But for completing this section, we get another gem. Take this green gem. Now try to get past the study room. Don't waste a second. Minnie needs you. So that'll close up the milk jug. And now you have to make your way upwards. Just mind the bookworms. And then as you hop on these chains, you kill the lights. Rather neat detail. I like it. It's just a lot of little things that makes me like this level. That's like the only instance in the entire game of crumbling platforms. This will not be the last we see falling obstacles and me being an idiot. Yeah, and then we have these little tea bugs here. Spleesh! Do you like sugar in your tea? Do you like sugar that acts as a hazard? So yeah, there'll be like objects in here for you to collect. And then you can invincibility your way past this apple for a bonus secret. Actually, there are several bonus secrets if you time your jumps right. So over here, you have to try and time your bounces off of these A's to try and get up there. It's really hard. I did it in a previous, not a previous recording, but like a post playthrough to get that particular footage. Not footage, the screenshot for the visual effects. So yeah, just let the A's harmlessly jump over you, and then go ahead and deal with this. And yes, the apple goes in the tea mug. We'll jump into this one too. The second one actually contains items for you to collect. So yeah, this level in particular can be a little tricky to try and get the 30 items clear. I don't really try and go for it myself. I have enough lives to, you know, make a few screw-ups. And I don't really screw up that badly. But we have another spilt milk jug. And this time it's a boss battle. Against a candy dandy dragon. I don't know why I said it that way, but just try your best to not get hurt like I am. Just try and pay. You can just stay on the middle platform. Just pay attention. Get your butt bounces in, and you'll be fine. And if you have particularly good timing, you can get a butt bounce just like that. That's all the dragon really does, so let's go ahead and finish things off here. Ah, I like those butt bounces in particular. Here's the blue gem. You are a very strong mouse, but you still have more to do before you can reach Minnie. Alright, just gonna tell you right now, we have one more level to do, so how about we just go ahead and get things moving. Take it away, Mickey. This is the last door. What could be in this room? Obviously the hardest level in the game. But first, we start in a castle. And for whatever reason, they give us an item immediately upon getting here. Mind the knights that throw their maces like a boomerang. And it can be... Actually, it's not that hard to get lost in this part because there's dead ends. And then the back room tries to kill you. It's whack. Mind the falling blocks. I can be a bit of a dummy with those, as you've seen before. Of course, I'm not actually paying attention, and I end up dying like a dummy. But it's fine. I pay more attention this time. Luckily, the maces won't hit you when you fall. And then this is more of a standard platforming section. Just mind the balls and make sure to mind the knights. Go ahead and throw stuff. It makes life so much easier. So just try and not fall in the pools. It will hurt. Mind the skellies. Make sure you don't get hit by any of the bubbles. And now we have our 6th gem. This is the indigo gem. You only need one more gem. Go get it and save Minnie. Whew, I'm gonna make my throat raspy from that. And we have one more swimming section, and it's basically try your best to pick the right path. I don't know, actually looking at the footage now, how did I clip into the wall like that? That is so weird. So yeah, just try your best not to get chomped. And that's all this part of the level really has for you. So just make your way through to the end. This part here actually is like, oh, that's a little close. But the swimming section doesn't take long. It's this clock tower part that's easily the most involved platforming section in the entire game, bar none. I do like the music here, though. But just do your best to pay attention to the slow-moving platforms and the gears that'll also fall. But they should reset if you scroll too far, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to clear the level. And yes, do mind the pistons. Becoming a squished mouse is not generally a good idea. Luckily, there are several health power-ups you can collect throughout the level, so that should help keep you topped off. Because the bats spawn infinitely, and it gets very annoying. That pendulum can probably be the most nerve-wracking platforming obstacle to get onto. So just try your best to get over to this door here. And, hello, bat! You scraped my ear, but it didn't hurt. It's okay. And now for the last normal boss. He will actually try to cover his head if you jump up, and if you land on him, you'll bounce away. So the trick is to stay close to make him swing his hammer at you. He can also make big leaps, so pay attention to that. But a bunch of butt bounces later, and you'll get him. Just be patient, you'll make him explode, and get the final gem. Here's the last gem, the Violet Gem. Now to save Minnie, you must fight the Witch Miserable. Good luck! One more level completed score. And let's go ahead and get to that final boss, shall we? Walk on, Mickey! Walk on! I'll be honest, Mickey could have made that jump. Now for the miserable boss fight. There's actually not too much to it. That's Miserable's only attack. And then after launching her attack, she will teleport over to one of 4 positions. All you have to do is mind the attack, jump over it, and then you have to be fast to bounce on her, because she will go transparent and teleport. So just do your best to maneuver yourself around the attack and bounce on her head. That's all I can really say. It is possible to actually butt bounce on her like that. Oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't actually take that many hits to go down, because that's all she wrote. She takes like, what, 5 hits? And then Mickey pulls this orb out of his ass for whatever reason. I even get a life for this, it's funny. I don't know where Mickey had that, but we saved Minnie Mouse. And Miserable is apparently good now, so let's leave the castle, shall we? Can't go that way, so let's go this way. Ah, fireworks. Pretty much a Disney classic at this point. Sometimes I don't even really know what comes out of my mouth sometimes, when I don't know what to say. But that was the Castle of Illusion. A very short Genesis game, but it's a fun one to play. It has actually been a while since I last played it, so I did play a little bit just to get accompanied to the controls, and yes, Mickey swoons over just one kiss. And credits! If I'll ever do the other games like this, probably not Quackshot, I'll say that much. I'm the least attached to Quackshot. With Castle of Illusion, I have memories of my son attached to this, so there's that. And I've had World of Illusion since I was a kid, so that one is much more likely to be on the block for a VHS video. But I might try to get that one co-op. But yeah, Mickey and Minnie are just going to be spinning for the rest of these credits. And it's going to go for a bit because I keep the whole entire thing. So, thank you for putting up with waiting for me to come back. I know it's been over a month or so. But honestly, the break's been refreshing. But it's also nice to be able to get back to some kind of content creation again. Summer is a very awkward time for me to do content creation because, with my son home from school, it's kind of more difficult to try and find time to do things. And sometimes, you know, I just want to have my nights to myself sometimes, you know? And then on Sundays, I'm usually out recording with my friends, and hence the Sunday Game Nights channel, so there's been that. At least I've been active over there. If you've been like, hey, where have I been? Go look over there. I usually link them in the description, and you could also find them in my channel. But, anywho, I think at this point, I'm just going to say this has been VHS Plays Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. I've been Nick, and I think I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys next time.